Back again, viewers. Andy's Vlogs and Food Reviews here today, and it's time for another Takeaway Tuesday. Today we're at the chip box. This is a requested one in Crancourt Lane, comes under West Brom. We're going to pop inside, see what's on the menu, back in a moment. Right, viewers, we've been to the chip box in Crancourt Lane in West Brom. I always thought it was Wednesbury, but I suppose it just depends on which end of Crancourt Lane you're at. But I've always known Crancourt Lane as Wednesbury, but according to Google, it's West Brom. Now I'll just go through a quick recap of the menu. They obviously do fish and chips, various pies, jumbo sausages, various drinks, chicken or doner kebab, scallops, and all the usual classic chip shop meals that you can think of. Right, I thought I'd go for a doner meat and chips today, viewers, and a scallop, and a total price of £6. Now, it does say inside that they don't accept card, but I'm guessing it might be that they must have had a problem with a card machine. They do accept card now, so whether it was that they had a temporary problem with a card reader and then they've got it fixed and they've just not took the note down. But yes, so if you do go in there and you see that notice, I have told them about it, they do accept card. Okay, right, let's try this then, let's see what we think. Now, like I say, this was a request. I've also got a poll as well, which I was going to do the food review last week, because I believe food review is winning, but I thought I'd give it a bit more time. So I'm going to give it till the end of this week, and I'm going to do, and I think the latest, last time I looked, it was 61% for food review. But continue to keep voting, viewers. Like I say, it's choice of which do you prefer, a food review, a walk along, or a mystery location. Right, let's try the chips first. Nice chips, aren't they? Quite cold. I'm cold then, man. They're okay, but they need to be certainly a lot hotter in my opinion. I prefer my food piping hot, as I've said many times on the channel. Let's try the kebab. Can't think where I've put my tray. I think I've left it down my tray. Again, it's cold. Tastes nice, but it'd be even much better if it was piping hot. Right, let's try the scallop. Now, first of all, I have noticed that it's not greasy like we've had before. Look, it's a little bit of grease, but yeah, I've got to expect a bit. But we've had scallops are a lot more greasier than that, but it doesn't look as bad for grease. So let's try it and see what we think. Now, if only those chips and kebab was as hot as that. That's piping hot. And it's nice as well. And you know that was just 50p that. And we've had little scallops for £1. So that scallop there is definitely value for money. But these chips, they look nice, but they certainly need to be much hotter than that. They're quite cold. The kebabs, it's not like rock hard like we've had before. There's one or two hard pieces there. But it just needs, it should be red hot. Now that's cold, all that, and that's red hot. So, what do we think? Well, first of all, we've gone to the chip box, and we've had Donomaton chips and a scallop at a total price of just £6, which I don't think is too bad for price wise. If only it had been much hotter than this, would have been better. Parking, there's a few bit of parking the side of the road, but other than that, there ain't much parking. There's just a few spots if you can grab one by side, like outside the road. They do accept card, and as far as I know, there's no minimum payment charge. And what can we say? Well, first of all, the chips look nice, and I'll say this again, viewers, because now I'm still getting comments about this. People say, Andy, it looks terrible, or it looks nice. It can look terrible, or it can look nice, but I will point out this. Looks can be deceiving. It's about the taste. Always remember that. It's about the taste. Things can look impressive, but if it tastes terrible, it's pointless. It can look really nice. It can look really bad, sorry. But if it tastes nice, great. So I will point that out. But first of all, what can I say? Like I say, I've been to the chip box. We've had Donomaton chips, and it's got, like I say, for £6. The chips are cold, should be much hotter than that. I prefer my chips piping hot. They definitely don't seem very fresh to me. The kebab is also cold, which is a huge disappointment, because I prefer my food piping hot, and I always think it should be from a chip shop. Now, this scallop is piping hot, and is very, very nice, and it's not greasy as well. So, and that, like I say, only 50p. That was £5.50. Right, so what do we think regarding the score? Well, you can't justify it when it's cold, can you? See, if this hadn't been cold, I'd get it a lot more than this. But because it's cold, it'll need warming up in the microwave, and I shouldn't have to do that. Viewers, I'm gonna have to give this I'm only gonna give this a 6.5, viewers, I think. Yeah, it's disappointing. It shouldn't be cold, and I'd expect it to be much better than that. The scallop, like I say, the scallop I'm very impressed with, but this, I'll eat it once I've warmed it up, but I shouldn't have to warm it up, should I? It should be piping hot when you get food, in my opinion. But it's 6.5 for the chip box in Crankle Lane in West Brom. Thank you very much for watching Takeaway Tuesday, as always. Excuse me. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thanks to everybody who subscribed to the channel of late. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for all lovely comments. Remember, the poll is still on there. I'll put it on the screen. Continue to vote, and I will do whatever video that you want me to do at the end of this week. At the moment, I think food review is winning at the moment. I think it's at 61% last time I looked. But continue to vote, and I will do it the end of the week. Thanks again, and it's bye for now.